Yeah.
Why
Oh
is Bob
yeah,
breathing so
that's
hard?
wow.
Look,
Put
Bray,
me in
what's
the
Yeah.
that?
inbox whenever you're ready, and let me know when
Look at his Bob breathing.
You know you out here winning Oscars and stuff, man.
Is
Yo,
that the
what's up,
update?
man? I didn't even notice. Yeah, that's weird.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
weird.
man.
We just missing our
He
boy.
breathing
That's
hard as
all,
hell too.
man.
He's not
Yeah,
even
man.
Yeah, I
taking
know.
little
Man, I
breaths.
had to go check the mailbox in all my spots. So I was
That
like, let
is
me go check the
weird.
mailbox.
Look at his
I've never
eyes.
seen that
Ain't
before.
nobody right.
That's
Make sure
crazy.
lights is still on. You should tell us to go by there and check on
He's
the
breathing
dog and
and
stuff
blinking.
before you was gone.
Yeah, I ain't even feed Spencer. He's skinny now.
Maybe that's a way for them to,
Wow,
because
Sister CJ.
they were trying to say
What
like
up, bro?
maybe they're not really, we're not really being active. Maybe that's a way for them to make it seem like the bot is active.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
right. So
man.
that might have been. I guess that was part of the new
Because the
update.
bots at first
Yeah,
they were like our arms are like this, and then they made them where
Yeah,
the arms was really really
was straight
straight.
down.
No doubt.
yeah. The posture's better, a little
But
bit
I'm about
better,
to
I
pop
guess.
off
Yeah,
again. But
posture is much
yeah, hit
better.
me up tomorrow though. I do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
He look
I'll
aggressive,
be
man.
that's
ready for you.
crazy. Give
What's
our
up,
Look
Ben?
flowers
like
to
he
the
want beef,
missus.
right? Don't he look like he want
What's
beef?
up,
No doubt, I
family?
will for sure.
Make sure you
Chilling, man. Chilling. How you doing?
checked out the ring.
Good man, Leroy. What's up, huh?
No, I ain't been nowhere.
Chilling,
Ain't
brother.
moving.
Yeah.
With you.
Why you changed the
Oh,
tone
y'all
of the
cutting up?
Pull
Y'all
up,
text?
set
finishing
What's
up
up
up,
now?
real
DB?
quick.
How you
Yes,
doing, man?
Hold on,
I
let
What's
me
going
see.
did.
on,
So I
Leroy?
did a couple of updates.
Chilling,
I've
brother. How
added
you been?
an
Man,
observation
I'm
deck.
just
I
saying.
don't know if you've seen that yet.
I hear you, man.
How's it going? I seen that on
Good, man.
Instagram, but
Always
I know
good,
it
man.
don't do us
Chilling.
no justice within it.
No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, brother. Always good.
Should that be a clean? Who name is in your name? Is in her name?
Yeah.
Yo,
You know,
I
both of us
cannot
did
pull my
that.
menu up now. What's wrong with that?
We cut us.
Hey,
So
what's up,
On the
Boobas?
computer, it doesn't let you.
we got to keep it going while
Nah,
you
I'm hitting
winning
tab and
Oscars and
everything.
stuff. We got to make sure we
Rock
That
look
shit
steady
ain't
out.
What's
with
up,
me.
working,
man?
man.
Let me slide over
So
to Rock
weird.
steady before I get off of
So
it.
what's up
Chilling,
to that
man. Chilling.
YouTube, man?
Rock steady, baby. Rock
You
steady,
should.
baby.
Yeah, I'm live streaming. Period.
Almost live. Be there in a
So once
second.
upon a
Welcome.
time in the grapevine, there was an angel, an angel baby. Dollar B said.
Is my yo, yo. Man, they talking about the bots is back. My bot is not working.
I
Yo,
was gonna say I thought about right.
it is my bot, but it ain't working. Yo.
Bro, are you
Hold
moving
on.
his head? Are
Nah,
you
he
moving his
just
head?
doing that. Like it's kind of
What
weird.
the
Like
heck? Bro, that has
stop
to be
doing
the
that.
update. Because he's breathing.
I really like it.
Over there.
Yeah,
Breathing
super.
too.
Yeah,
What the heck?
Who
it's
is this?
bugging me
Bro.
out because I know I'm not moving them.
This a bot too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, he doesn't keep eye. He moves away from you. That's weird. He don't keep his eye
What?
line. Damn, man, they coming with these updates. This thing's about to move by itself.
okay. I'm like, okay.
Thought it was going on up there.
Yes, yes. Why is every time I get on here, I want a snack? Hey, Rupert.
Seat up and everything. Okay. That's fine. Oh, that's good. Then it only shows when you sit in the seat.
Yeah, the only thing though is York Global now, so you're gonna have to right. All right. I think we're ready to have a show. What y'all think? So normally I ask everybody to mute themselves, but you know what? We're all grown, and I'm gonna follow Rhonda's advice and let grown people be grown people. So just keep in mind to be respectful if you don't mind. Um, we can't really hear you, but some people can hear you. So if you're eating, talking, chewing, screaming, crying, laughing, or burping, we can all hear you. If not all of us, the person next to you. So, man, I think you're ready for a show. So, listen, first of all, let me thank you for your patience. We actually had this show scheduled for last week, Thursday. However, I was part of the update glitch and I was not able to get on for 4 days. Um, but you know what? My guest was very patient with me. We understand it was nobody's fault necessarily. It's just a thing that happens and things happen. So we just roll on, keep a positive attitude, and keep it pushing. But I appreciated the time because it actually let me tap into a few friends and family members that I hadn't seen for a little while. So the small break, even if not forced by me, was needed. So, man, let me tell you about tonight's guest. So, I first met this young lady on a build that I was doing with Kanbam. So if you all don't know, Kanbam did the Superman world, which is a bit of a scavenger hunt. And my part of the build was to do the Daily Planet, is the name of the news station, where I built the office for the world. So she was on the build. I think she built Clark Kent's space, his home apartment, but she kept asking me, man, how did you do the legs on that chair? And, I'm not really like a pervasive builder. And I would always say, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I think I put a couple of pieces together. I'm not sure what I did. It came out looking okay, and I duplicated it and made a bunch of legs for some chairs. But it wasn't until her, I, and CJ were in the world together, and I swear every time I would see her, she would ask me, "Have I built the legs on the chair?" So we just started playing around with some shapes and figured how the legs were built, and the rest is history. And let me tell you, she has been on an absolute tear right now that I take no credit for. She is a phenomenal builder, and her partner CJ have figured some things out with capacity. I'm sure everybody at some point has seen at least one of her worlds and has been amazed at the number of objects that they can get in there, um, using DC Hills as one of those worlds because it's a cul-de-sac with 5 complete houses and a 6 apartment building and a golf cart and an environment in one world. Um, so that had a lot of people scratching their heads, me included, and I was there to witness half of the build, and I still scratch my head because I build one world, and the capacity is at 120%, and I'm glitching all day. But anyway, but I will say, man, she has had a journey here. Some people's journey in this space is relatively easy. Some have to overcome challenges, and God bless the mothers who are in the space who do what we do and have to raise children at the same time and hold down careers. So mothers, y'all are awesome. But her story is dope, man. She's a very, very good friend. Someone I'm really proud to know and consider a friend. And I'll have her back hopefully as much as she'll have mine. So without further ado, I would like to bring to the stage M5 Divine. Come on out. Woohoo! Confetti, confetti.
Oh.
Don't you start crying yet. We got a whole show to do.
I'm not. You tried to get me. You tried to get me. Oh. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so glad the day has come. I am sweating like a hooker in church. But anywho, I'm just happy to look around and see so many familiar faces, so many people that have been here since the beginning of the journey. I am not going to cry during this thing. I am a thug. I'm a gangster. I am not going to cry. I'm going to try my hardest not to cry. But okay. Again, I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Rupert, for the opportunity. Rupert is a fantastic individual. He is amazing. I am so happy that we met, and he really has caused me to challenge myself in a way that I've never challenged myself before. Now I'm gonna start from the beginning. Hopefully it's not too far back because I'm real young, so it's not too long of a journey. But I'll just start why I came to and how I came to Horizons. My son is a gamer. He is 15 years old and he made that teenage transition. And when he did, I kind of felt a little bit of a disconnect because I felt like I couldn't reach him and he couldn't feel like he couldn't reach me either. And at the time, I really wanted to get closer to him because he's getting to the point in his life where he's getting ready to walk into adulthood. And I just didn't want him to feel like he didn't have anyone because I'm doing this by myself. I'm a single parent. So I bought an Oculus after he had asked me a few times. And I was like, I know he's not going to pay me no mind now with this because this is the biggest distraction that I could ever give to somebody because he's putting it over his face. So he's not going to be able to see me now. But he got one and then I got one. So we started it together. I started out in venues, going to the different shows and things, and I thought it was kind of crazy at first because I was like, this is not for me. I don't think that I'm gonna like this very much. It makes me dizzy. I just everything that I could think of was wrong with me having one was everything that I could think of. But at the time, we're all at home. Um, I work from home. My kids are homeschooled. So it is just us. So I needed something, kind of decompress because on one hand, I felt a disconnect from my son. And then on the other hand, I have a daughter. My daughter is special needs. So she's 13 and the needs that she has are very demanding. Um, Reason I say that is because she battles with mental illness and has battled with mental illness since she was really, really young. So she's bipolar, schizophrenic, and manic depressive. And she has really high highs and really low lows. So dealing with that, I have to be very fluid, if you will, to be able to handle how she's feeling and what she's dealing with. And sometimes that can be very, very difficult because, she can be happy with me or she can be very upset and not wanting to hear what I have to say or anything. So it's very hard, I would say, very difficult and very, very stressful to deal with because she's been dealing with this since she was 6. So and every day feels like it's the first day because now she's 13 versus when she was 6 it was easier to redirect. Now we don't redirect as much because we have that as well as becoming a woman, so that is a lot. And then I have a 2-year-old. She's easy. Give her something to eat, give her something to watch, easy. But I think the main thing that causes most of the stress is just being able to, handle the highs and the lows and then working a full-time job. So this turned into, for me, something to decompress with. So I've started out with like the trip apps because it kind of took me away and helped me calm down and wind me down, after a really heavy and hard day, because it's not no calming down around here. It's no relaxing here because I'm here with them 24/7, 365, no breaks, no time off, hardly. So after going to venues, I saw how much of a social space this was. And I hadn't really had social connection with adults because I have a 2-year-old and I had a baby during COVID. So since I had a baby during COVID, all I knew was Coco Melon and and all the cartoon television shows and giving her everything that she wanted up until from hospital to now. But someone, I believe it was actually B Aroma Scent, I met in venues along with Shawnee and a few others, and they were coming back and forth. And then my son came over and he was playing a few games and things like that. And I would come over and play a few games. I'm not really good at the games. I'm just not. I've tried it and I failed, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm trying though. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. But he took me over and we played a few games, and then I met Technical. Technical came over in January with me and Shawnee and B Aroma Scent. We world hopped a few times, and then somebody I met out one night at Club Vivid had mercy on me and took me in build mode, and I did not know what the heck I was doing. I saw this big old blue space in the grid and I was like, I don't, what is this? I don't know what I'm doing. Just pull a square out, and I put a triangle on top of a square, and that was my first house. Okay. That was it. I thought it was a brand new baby coming home from the hospital. You couldn't have told me that it was not the best thing since sliced bread. It was. It was. And you couldn't tell me nothing different. But after that, I kind of went away from it for a while. I went from it for about a week, and I was like, okay, I don't think this is for me. I'm not gonna go back to it. But then I decided to build a club. That was Club Divine. Club Divine for me wasn't really, I do dabble in music production. I have a credential for that. I've been in music for my whole life since I was a kid. So when I came here, I was like, I'm not really looking to do anything music related in the space, but I did the club and along with technical, and it turned out very well. In hindsight, looking at it from now, what I build now versus when I built that back then, nothing was snapped. Everything had a big space in between it. It was so dark in there. Everything was on glow. So but everybody thought it was a vibe at the time. And I was like, okay, cool. It was fun. That was I think the first time we launched that, I met Leroy, and Leroy did this big old event at the club, and it was really that was the first time that I saw community. He had brought a bunch of people over, and everybody came and they were celebrating, they were congratulating. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. So with that came other ventures, like Grind Beat Studios, Lake Ridge Mansion, all the older properties. I really, after a while, this was like months passing after I'd been in here for a while, I really started to take a liking to the space and what it brought. I was able to really decompress when I'm building. This for me is way more than just being in an environment. This creates an experience for me. It really helps me deal with a lot of what I deal with on a regular basis. It is a lot of things that because I don't have an outlet as far as decompressing and being able to be outside of my children or be outside of my daughter when she's having those difficult days. So this is for me is to help me get past a lot, and it is you know it's therapeutic. It's mostly therapy. When I am in build mode, from it really gives me something that I don't get, on a regular basis. It really is a out of body experience for me, because I don't really have much creative outlet since COVID. I haven't really been in social spaces in real life. So it was really it really made a difference me coming in here and then having to totally get reacclimated to being around people and talking with people, talking with adults, and getting the different dynamics you get with other people, other people's attitudes, other people's way of outlook of life, all of that came into play. And I wasn't prepared, but I was able to get something that I haven't got. It's so crazy because I didn't think that I could create anymore. Reason I say that is because when I was younger, um, I have a really, really big family, and I'm one of the middle of 8 children. So I am number 3 out of 8. And growing up, I was picked on a lot because I was small in stature. I'm not a tall person. I'm 5 foot, and I have not grown since elementary. So I really experienced a lot of getting picked on, and I was musically inclined because I've been singing since I was 2. And my other siblings are singers, but they weren't as outgoing as I was. So basically, my parents used me to be able to sing at all of their events because I grew up in church. So I was in church 24/7 when the lights came on, and when the lights came off. I was on every dance team. I was in every choir. I, I was the usher. I was the cleaner. I was anything that you could think of. That was me when I was that age. And I felt like my only area of acceptance was in music. And everybody noticed me for being able to sing, and oh baby, get up in front of them and sing that song for them. Sing that song right there. And because of that, I got picked on. I got bullied, I got talked about by my siblings. I got picked on and bullied by their friends. And no one was really there to protect me from it. It just was just really harsh and mean and evil things being said because of the fact that I had something to bring to the table, and I didn't ask for it. It was given to me. It was like, you're singing this song, sing it. And you sing it so well, and then you get accolades, and then you get looked down upon by your peers because you get accolades for doing something that you never even you love it, you have a passion for it, but you could get looked down on it because of the fact that your peers don't like what you have to bring to the table because they feel like they can do it better, or they can't do it at all, or don't have the courage to do it. And I'm always been the same type of person. I'm like, okay, well, if you don't know how to do it, let me show you. Let me teach you. What can I do to add value, to help you feel more comfortable, to make you not feel like you have to down someone about what they have to bring to the table. I've always felt like it was like bad to be gifted because I've always been looked down upon, for the gifts that I bring that I have. And for a long time, I didn't even want to really do music anymore because my whole life has been, oh, well, you just gonna get up there and sing what they want you to sing and sing it how you want them to sing it. It was awful and horrible. So that's the only area I felt like I was gifted in, and for years that's all I did. And COVID came, and literally was not able to do it. I wasn't able to travel. I wasn't able to go and share the one gift that I felt like I could bring to the table. I couldn't bring because I couldn't share it. I could do it, of course, virtually, but for me, it was getting out there and engaging, with the people. And that's all I could do. So I was in a place where I'm like, the one thing that I was passionate most about, I could not do. So my passion was gone. So when I got here, I felt like I found something that I could do, and learned, and I was able and fortunate to be around people. Oh, okay. I was fortunate to be around people that were willing to share. People like my first 2 people were Dot and Cam Bam. Now, I'm gonna try and keep my composure. Okay, y'all gotta bear with me. Okay. Cam Bam, I met Cam Bam at at Club Divine. He came and he just look around, and with Cam, if you know Cam is calculator. Cam is the capacity calculator. Do you hear me? He came in there and he was like, why there's so many of these squares? And there's, he just would keep, we gave him the ability to be editor. So he made himself small, and I couldn't understand. In the back of my head, I'm like, why is this man teeny tiny Cam over there in the corner looking at the bottom of the floor and looking up in the air? And he was like, we had hit cap, and I didn't understand, capacity at the time. So he pretty much walked us through it and explained, what capacity was and what it meant. I still didn't get it. So then he had to save our life, because we were not able to publish if we tried to publish that our hand was red, and it had been red for days, and we couldn't figure out what the reason was. And at that time, we had the floating capacity death, I call it, because back then, there was, video pack, and you could just put that thing anywhere, and once you put it in, it's never leaving. It will never leave. It will stay there, and you'll be trying to figure out why am I at 100% and there's nothing in this world. But Cam came in saving lives. He had a cape on, and he had really helped us out and made it so we were able to publish. And since then, he has been just the greatest friend. Always Johnny on the spot. Whenever I need him, he's always there. If he's not there, he's coming. As far as Dodd is concerned, he came in Lake Ridge because we didn't have a car. So we didn't know how to build a car. We weren't trying to build a car, and he came in and brought way more than a car. He brought so much knowledge, so much wisdom in this game, because we didn't know. We really didn't know. We really didn't know what we were doing. We just knew we had an idea. So all he did was help us in the end. He came and just gave us a little more knowledge. Not only that, he gave us one of his Cam Rovers, and that was our first car from him. And ever since then, the passion for building really that's when it really took its hold. I truly enjoy being in this space. I don't really think much about doing much of anything else. I know a lot of people don't really see me in social spaces, or I will pop in and then you'll see online under my name. But genuinely, I have taken such a liking and a passion to this space because I really enjoy what I'm doing. I like to be able to go in build mode, and really just it takes me away. I mean, I did not think this creativity that has come about here in the last almost 10 months, has what I didn't even think it was alive. I didn't think that it was even there anymore, to be honest with you. I I I definitely don't know where the passion came from, but I I am so grateful for it, because I really have been able to cultivate some positive relationships with people. I've met so many wonderful creators and individuals that are not ashamed to give a gem here and there. They're not ashamed to, share what they've acquired as far as knowledge in this space over however long they've been here, whether they've been here 5 minutes or whether they've been here since the inception. I've met a lot of people that I am so grateful to have met. I don't see some of them, I don't see here, but I'm gonna shout them out anyway. Country for Life. He was one of the first people mansions that I had ever saw in here. He has the biggest mansion that I've ever seen in here, and it really motivated me to get in and build a mansion. And then it was so funny because I started engaging a few months ago on Instagram, and he started liking all my stuff, and I was like, why, who is this person liking everything that I'm posting? And I go scroll down his page, and at the bottom of his page I see this mention, and I said, oh my gosh, I fanned out. Because for me it's like I have admiration for people's work that I've seen in here. When I first came in here, I was like, I would world hop like everybody else, but for me, I look at the aesthetically pleasing, the stuff that makes it feel immersive, makes it feel like we are not just, in a headset, but we're in the real deal, like we're outside. So he really gave that when I went to go and see his work, and for him to tell me when I met him that he was a fan, I was flabbergasted. I said, I know you're lying. I'm not anybody. I don't, I'm not, I literally just got a couple squares, and I thought I was doing, I don't really even think I'm doing much. I'm so critical on myself. I don't really, I don't know it's good until somebody's like, man, this is amazing. And I'm like, oh, really? You think so? So for him to say, that he was a fan of my work was just, I was flabbergasted. I couldn't believe it. And then along with that, meeting him came a lot more knowledge. He had so much to share, and he didn't spare any expense on sharing. I mean, I thought that I knew the game, and I thought I had the game down packed, and he made sure that he made me want to put my controllers in the toilet because he he he
All right, Jazz. I think she is having some technical difficulties.
Yep. Wait a second. Is your bot talking?
Oh, can you hear me?
What in the world is going on? I'm so confused right now.
Can you hear
Your
me,
bot is,
Rupert?
yeah, your bot is breathing and talking.
Oh, I'm talking to chat right now. I didn't know you could hear me. I thought the
Everybody, Superbot is now alive. Oh, there she's back.
there you
back.
go,
Okay.
Divine. There you go. I honestly, I thought
sorry.
my app crashed.
No, I'm sorry. My tracking went away. But I'm back. What was I saying? But yeah, but he gave me so much knowledge as far as just the aspect of how long he's been here, and how things started, and how much hasn't really changed as far as just, scaling things. He really honed in on, you know, areas of opportunity for me. I didn't think I had arrived, but he definitely gave me the game as far as a lot. And if you do see him out here in the streets, pick his brain. He will not he will not keep quiet. He will tell you everything that he has to offer as far as this platform is concerned. Another person I would say also that I met Tanzer. I listen. he It was so crazy. I went over to the homeless world when everybody and their mother was horizon homeless, and I just went and walked through, and he was there, and we had a really good conversation, you know. And he asked me questions and things like that, and I was like, "Well, this is really nice." I was really just, bigging up everybody that was in there and pointing out who I knew, and he was like, "Yeah, I think I, really hit, this as far as how much space I can go. I don't know how many other people I could fit in." I said, I just was just talking. I was like, I would really like, to have one of my worlds in here. And that was just the end of the conversation. He didn't say no, yes, maybe, nothing, right? So the next day, I get a message, and he says, I made some space in my homeless world, and you're in the phone booth. I said, oh, good. I get to live in the phone booth. But it's so crazy. I just mentioned it, and he, obliged. And he's just such a great individual and does not mind sharing information as far as just everything, because he's been here since the beginning. So if you do see him, pick his brain. Like I said, he has plenty of information to share about it. Now let's see, where am I? Okay, I'm gonna try to not get in my feelings. Okay. So on my journey, while I was in this platform, going back to when I built Club Divine, I met CJ. Now it's so funny how I met him. Hilarious. You guys are gonna probably scream. Now, probably by far the greatest meeting of my life. Okay, because he was at, I think, one of the launches that we did, and he was there, but he wasn't there because he pops in and speaks to everybody. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? And then he gets ghost. He stayed for a little while, and I went to, I think, the Loman build, and I was flabbergasted because he's under the table building stuff and don't nobody know. But heads up, since we're streaming, he's a builder. He's a crazy builder, crazy scripting abilities, animation abilities, and this is no gas. An impeccable person. Now, I went over. It's so funny. We went over to. I went over to ask him because I hit that bump in the road where we needed music, and I tried to script it myself, and I'm not a scripter. I am a firm believer of that you have to be bilingual to understand the scripting language, because I can't. It was so hard. And after my songs were running together and everything was on stacked on stacked on stacked on top of things, and everything was sounding like the Herman the Munster was in my world, we decided, okay, let's go with CJ. Go talk to CJ was my order. Go talk to CJ and see if he'd be willing to put some music in. Um, Grab CJ at some club. It was Pink Unicorn something. I can't remember. But um he was in there. He was talking to somebody else. I tapped him on the shoulder and was like, "Listen, we need some music." And we just struck up a conversation. And then, most embarrassing moment of my life, by the way. He says, "Are you building right now?" I says, "No, I'm not building right now." He said, "Well, I'm going to go build this." I said, "Well, I could probably show you a few things." Me being trying to be cocky, I'm gonna show you a few things. I got a little bit of something I could show you, thinking I know what I'm doing right. So we go in build mode, and he embarrasses me. This is when building for me took days, okay, and months. He built a whole house in like 30 minutes, flat, almost to finish. And I was looking at him like, okay, so I'm just gonna put these down, handle up. So I'm in the corner, my controller down, just watching him build up everything. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? You've done everything. I'm thinking I'm about to show him something. No, he showed me. And when I say he showed me, he showed me. And that challenged me that day. Challenged me. I said, okay, now you listen. You're not gonna do me like that. And then I'm gonna go back to building normally after that. Absolutely not. But he has been an encouragement. He has been a confidant. He has been a friend. He's just been all that I could ever ask for in this world. And I wouldn't be able, I would be remiss if I didn't say anything, about him, because he definitely, when I say he added a great deal of value, he added everything that I was missing, as far as in life, as far as in building in this platform. He is just probably, I could talk about him all day, because he is in a way slept on, but he definitely has a great deal to bring. Great deal. If you encounter him, if he's a friend, if you see him out in in the meta streets, please ask him questions. He is not He is not afraid to answer the questions. He will give you everything that he has as far as information. He's a walking dictionary book, whatever you want to think whatever you could think about. He definitely has a great knowledge of this platform and what it can bring to the table. Um, Also met Nikki Daniels. She's been a great friend, and she she challenges me also because I did not do the engagement on Instagram. That was not my area. That's an area of opportunity for me. I don't do the social media. It's just not my thing, you know. Well, it wasn't my thing. And we had a conversation because I had an experience that I never had before, as far as cyberbullying goes. And I was getting ready to leave the platform indefinitely. Was not coming back because it brought me back to my childhood. I always being bullied. So I was like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I had sent out emails to people, was like, listen, I know we had business plans, but I'm done. That's a wrap. I'm gonna make a caveat right there. Do not ever let anyone make a decision on what you're going to do with your creativity. Keep your creative innocence. Do what you want to do, whatever makes you happy. I mean, when I say bullied, I mean for months on months on months on months on months, literally to this day, still. But I made an executive decision to make a decision on my life and what I want to do with this platform. The way that I got through it, I built my way out of it. It started the end of May. I built a house a day every day for the month of May. I never done anything like it, never planned it. It was not planned. It just, I needed a distraction, not from people and what people had to say. I needed a distraction from me because I needed to be able to work through all of this built up, because all that did was bring back all the negative bad memories from when I was young. And I was like, wow, all I wanted to do was just build. I just wanted to build. I didn't want to build, anything, specific. I just wanted to build. I just wanted to just put the squares together and make something happen. It didn't matter if it looked good. It didn't have to be purple, green, pink, whatever. I just wanted it to be something to get me through. So that sent me down. It sent me to a spiral. I mean, I sent out so many messages to everybody, like, just, you know what, I'm glad I met y'all, but y'all not gonna see me no more in VR. I can't do it because it was just that bad. I just couldn't believe, something like that happened here. Because you have such a big expectation. When I came in here, my expectations grew for this place because it's uncharted territory. You can be who you want. Whatever, you want to build or cultivate, you have all of this space to do so. It's like you put a kid in a candy store. You can be as creative as you want, and there's no limits. There's nobody telling you that you can't. There's nobody saying that you're not able to do that. It's nobody saying any of that. You're able to just get in build mode. You have a free grid that you can get on and pull out as many squares that capacity will allow, which I just advise you do your math and you'll find out how many you're allowed. But but you can pull out as many as you're allowed, and you can do whatever you want with them, and you can't do anything like that for free in the real world. So for me, getting in there and getting on the grid really just changed for me in June. It definitely changed for me in June because it challenged me. I mean, I work 6 days a week, 8 hours a day, and I have 3 children. So the availability to be on here and it's not more than 24 hours a day is so limited, but I pushed the limits because I said I'm going to get through this. I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna get through it whether I do it in social spaces or not. But I went out of social spaces onto the grid and I built so many houses, and detail on detail on detail on detail, and I didn't spare any expense. I spent hours and hours. 2 a.m. I go to work at 6. I was up from 2 a.m. till 6 the next morning building until I felt better. Then I was done for the day. And after talking with Nikki, I said, okay. Then I started doing my time lapses and showing people my work. My mom was a teacher growing up, so everything was show your work. Everything was show your work, show your work, show your work, show your work. So I said, okay, let me see if I can do this. So you're already given quite a few free options here. You get free recording, so you can promo yourself. you get a unlimited amount of squares up to whatever your parameters are. You'll learn because your hand will turn red either your right or your left. And I got in there and really just put myself out there, totally took myself out of my comfort zone, because I'm not one to put myself in front of people. I can sing all day in front of people, but as far as being in the forefront, I prefer to recede to the background. So when I did this, I didn't know how much of a positive feedback I was going to get. But I noticed people are interested, in sharing what you have to bring to the table. So I said, okay. So I built all the houses, and then I did a beach house. That was this summer. And I did the beach house because I drew it out, and it really meant something to me. I was born in the summer, and I needed to get away. I had been really having a tough time with my daughter, and she made attempts on her life. And I really needed to escape. It was like both my kids are having a tough time. My son decided that this is somebody that's always been together, and I never had a problem out of him. And he decided one day that he was going to leave the house. No cell phone, and did not know where he was. Didn't know where he was going. He just was like, he had hit his limit. And I was like, what limit was that? You didn't even say what was wrong. Didn't know where he was. I'm freaking out. Didn't know where he was for a while. And I was sitting there like, okay, what is going on? I'm not seeing it. So I'm having a disconnect now with my daughter. She is attempting to get on up out of here. And my son leaving. So both of them are having an issue. And I'm like, I'm literally spinning my wheels. And my son got my son home, talked him through it, figured out what was going on. He said that he felt like he wasn't being heard. I just wish he would have told me that he needed to be heard before he left. Okay. Sent me into a whole fit. And with my daughter, this for her was maybe about her 5th attempt. So with her, I had to be really, 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 really understanding and, really redirecting of her, because, with what she deals with, it's really a lot difficult than a lot of people, go through, because they don't, she doesn't understand, what she's going through as a child, or what she's dealing with as, a human being. So it is really, hard to explain to her, like, okay, listen, I understand what you're feeling. Your feelings are valid. They make sense. They are yours. And I get this is where you are, and I'm here for you, and, really walking her through it. So after that was all in one day. This was all the same day. All the same day. So that came Paradise Cove, because everybody was home, everybody was safe, they was alive. I was fine with that. But after they went to bed, I was an emotional wreck. I couldn't could not even get my head straight because I'm like, okay, I need, if you're gonna have a problem, I need one baby to have an issue and then the other, not on the same day. So I was, after everybody went to bed from 2 a.m. to 6 the next morning, I built Paradise Cove. And I didn't think anything of it, honestly. I really just thought, it was, I really just thought it was, I really just thought it just was another house. I was gonna keep it empty because at the time, everything that I had built, I didn't put anything in. I just, just built it to feel better. And at the time, it was the same thing. But after I had gotten done and I stood back and I looked at it, I think that's when I was like, okay, now this is a little bit more than the others. So I got with CJ and he wasn't online at the time, but I got him the next morning and I brought him over so he could see it and he was just like, no, this is really good. And we went ahead and we took time with that and we really honed in on the detail um to see just how much we could get in. That was the first time, we really just paid attention to, getting all the details in there and not sparing any expense on the detail and seeing where it got us. And we were able to get so much in there. And I honestly was like reluctant to even want to even put it out because I was like, I tarry with these houses and I when it gets to publish time, I'll sit on pins and needles. If I got to sit on it and walk through it without it being published, I'm cool with that. But we really spent time on it and um we really put all that we could into it. And at the time, I hadn't published anything or put anything out in months. I hadn't, I published stuff, but I didn't announce it. Because I was just putting the houses up and building them and just publishing them. But I didn't say anything. So that was the first that I really just decided to just go ahead and launch. And what really got me was when I released it, the overwhelming support of the community that I got. I mean, when I say people they flooded in, and I was in tears. I'm not gonna lie to you because I took a beating before that launch. Like, I mean, I was so beat down from what was being said to me. And you would think it's because it is virtual, you could just take your headset off. No, those what was said, those words hurt, and it was said over and over again. And it was said wherever if I did go in social spaces, it was said. So it was just like, I was really in a tough spot. So I didn't really think anybody was even coming to begin with. But when people came and it was so many and such positive feedback and encouraging words, that's where I met Terica. And she ended up winning the key of the contest that we had. And since then, she's just been the pillar of strength and support since then. And in the back corner, just always saying positive things, sending DMs, hanging out, all of the above. And I'm so grateful, to have her as a friend. But it was just the impact that just the people being there meant a lot. And I was so glad to have, met, all the people that came. I also met Last Girl there. She's always been supportive and gave encouraging words. And also she is like the social media guru. Okay. She called me up and gave me some gems on how to do some things. And I was just like, wow, you just giving this away? And I don't owe you for this. And she just gave it. She just gave it. And I was so glad I took it and I ran with it. Because I mean, ever since then, I mean, it's just made the social media part really easy. But after that, I had been holding on to Hillsborough Estates for months. I wasn't even gonna release it, but CJ encouraged me to put that out, and that was during my beach house giveaway, and I was trying to get a whole bunch of people to get involved because I just really wanted to, give people that, give a lot of people an opportunity that don't know how to build to have something that's worth something. So I came up with the idea, me and CJ, and I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a beach house giveaway. So I built a whole bunch of beach houses, and then we did the beach house promo. Cool, big ups to Nikki, because she did the first commercial. CJ in the middle of the night did the others, and I know I was wearing him out. Babe, can we do a promo? Babe, can we do a promo? But they all came in and really came in together and helped me. And then of course with the advice of rupert rupert will make Rupert has advice to give. Just, I mean, 24/7. I've called Rupert late, like, Rupe, I need your help, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And he was like, that'd be a great idea. And then when I started doing the promos, he had a lot of positive feedback, and I was just glad because the one thing that I didn't have, I mean, before, was just a large team of people. You know, when I was going through my whole cyberbullying thing, they surrounded me with so much support. Nobody asked what was happening. Nobody asked in detail what went on. It was just, are you okay? It was, I got your back, sis. What do you need? Are you going to be all right? If you need somebody to talk to, I'm available. I think it is imperative in any venture, doesn't just have to be virtual, but any venture, to have a team, a positive individuals that can surround you, with just, if it's advice, if it's are you okay? If it's, your wall is not snapped, or is it, ain't heard from you a couple of days. You all right? That matters. It is so important to have people like that in your corner, because that kept me going, because I was not going to do any more. I was done. I had it, and they encouraged me, to keep going and do it. CJ was like, listen, you know what you do, just build. I was like, but he's like, you're not going anywhere. You don't have to be in public spaces. Just get in there and build. And I was like, I don't want to build anything. I'm upset. I'm hurt. I'm all of the above. He was like, listen, I heard all that, but get in there and build. So he really encouraged me. And if you haven't done it already, if you haven't gone on the grid and built anything, just try it. I promise you, you will not regret it. It really, really can help you. It can help you really, really just be therapeutic for you. It doesn't, you don't have to even be good. I mean, what is good? Really, good is relative. But you really can get a lot of what, if you have a lot going on as far as emotionally, physically, whatever, what have you, you can put it on the grid. We have dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of worlds in here of people putting their emotions and their feelings on this grid. In COVID, you couldn't really go to therapy and things like that. So it was like, that was my bread and butter, because I really was able to get it all out of my system and do it in a positive way and share it with others and get positive feedback. And so it builds me back up. You know what I mean? So it really was good to have, a positive feedback team. And to this day, I wouldn't have it any other way. Because, I mean, Nikki comes in on projects all the time. Rupert is a regular on my editor list. Shay the artist is a regular on my on my list. And it was so crazy how I met her. I went into shout out to Ash OX, I believe. Fantastic builder, fantastic properties, and sweetest pie. Met Shay the artist at her world, and I had saw Shay at the Culture Art Bar. I think it was one of their events, and I didn't get a chance to really talk to her. And then I talked to her. I said, "Hey, tapped on the shoulder, wasn't there but 2 seconds, and told her, I said, "Hey, you have really good art. I would love to feature some of your pieces in my world." She says, "Oh yeah, well I got I got a website and a business," and she just gave me all of that, and then I thought that was it. She reaches out to me a few days later, and she says, "Hey, I got these pictures for you," and I was like, "Huh?" "You got pictures for me?" She says, "Yeah, I have these pictures for you. They're in a world." I kind of sat on it for a few days, and then I went in there, and she met me over there, and we had the greatest conversation. I mean, I had no idea, the levels and layers to her. I mean, she's not just an artist, she's a scripter, and she is the sweetest person, and we've had several conversations, talk as much as we can, because she has kids and is homeschooling just like I am. And it's like, even though we don't see each other much, it's like no time is ever lost when we hang out and we talk. And I'm just glad I met her. She's just the sweetest person and can script her tail off. She put a doorbell in my ear, y'all. That can't nobody see, but I can hear when my people come into my worlds. I was blown away. I said, "How you do that?" That's so crazy. I was so amazed by it, but she is something. She really is. But I mean, overall, I think that the journey has been, more than what I ever had imagined or dreamed or expected. Um, the things that I've been able to do and create have been, way beyond anything that I could have ever thought. I would have never thought in January that I would have been even able to build some of the things that I've been able to build. If you haven't seen recently, me and CJ and Brenched into building vehicles. We built a 76 Cadillac Eldorado, and it really turned out very well. So if you haven't seen it, shameless plug, go take a look. But I would say that the journey has been successful. I don't, there are no signs of stopping anytime soon. I am, willing to share anything. If you see me out here in these streets, if you ever see me not online, well, if even not online, you can send me a invite to a party. If you have questions or need anything, I'm available to answer or help. I don't mind. I mean, honestly, that's what this platform is for. Sharing and giving out information. You know, I don't feel like I've never hey Vash. I never I never been one to not want to share information, especially if I know something that I feel like is worth sharing. I'm here to add value to the platform. I'm here to, add value to you as a person. If you're a friend, if you're a foe, which I don't have many of those. I I want I want you guys to understand that, it is it's okay to be gifted. It's okay to share, regardless of what people would like things, the way things people would like it to be.
All right.
Positivity overcomes all negative. It doesn't matter what it is, regardless of of what you feel, you know, is negative. I feel like in this platform, everybody's so many gifted people. You have so many different views of art, whether it is a forest, whether it is a picture, whether it's an entire world. You have a different perspective per person. You have a different perspective per person. So it's really a melting pot, you know, of just all of this creativity. I have never seen this much. I mean, I'm years old and I've never seen this much creativity at one time. So I definitely, admonished you to go out and get get inspired. There's nothing wrong with inspiration. This is what I do. This is what I do. All of this is done to inspire the next generation of builders, the next wave of people that are coming in here. Because I don't know if y'all have seen lately, but there is a wave of folks that just came past here that have, I don't know what. Okay, because I mean, and they haven't been here long. They've only been here maybe a month or two, and they are taking, I mean, they can't take over because it's so big, but they have, I've seen so much stuff in the last few days. I'm just like, good Lord, y'all. It took me 90 days just to learn how to use a snap tool. And I just got good. Give me a moment. I'm just saying. But really, I would prefer, I would say, for the platform to be as such to where when these kids come in, these adults and want to create, and they bring in, and when I say they bring in it, they have a lot of inspiration, and then they have behind the inspiration, they have the builder that built it to show them and teach them and don't mind. It's no competition here. It's no competition. It's no, so it really can't be a such thing because you have a perspective and you have a perspective and you have a perspective and they're all different. I may build a house like the ranch, and you may build a house like a cottage you saw in your neighborhood or your grandma and them house down the way. It's all a different perspective. There's no competition. There can't be, because my idea is not the way that I would execute, is not how you would execute. I know for sure Divine Intercession dropped something the other day, and I was sitting there like, well, clutching my pearls like, Lord have mercy. Well, okay, okay. I could have never. I'm good, I think, but I could have never done what she did or what Nikki Daniels did with the Throwback Studios, or what Shay the Artist did, or what Vash did, or what Dirt Dig did. I could never. So it's so many different perspectives. All you can really do is just enjoy the journey, because you have so much to look at and you have an unlimited supply of inspiration. Isn't that something? That, I mean, literally you have nothing but things to look at to inspire you for the next project or the next, or I mean, because I definitely didn't know nothing about, you know, putting environments in my world, and making, putting things around it to make it feel like it's not just you sitting on the grid. It was so funny because I met T Mark Birdman, and he has a lot of those, the Mark worlds. If you know anything about, you know Mark worlds, he has, all these different, worlds that were built, early on, but they give you the feel that you're somewhere else. I met him by way of Country for Life, and I was shocked because I knew who he was because I had been to plenty of his worlds, and I didn't really want to even talk to him because I felt like he was a celebrity in my eyes because he's just incredible. So I met him and we talked for hours, and then in DC Hill, I was like, the problem that I'm having is I can't seem to figure out how to put, you know, an environment around these houses. There's so many of them, and I really needed to be, efficient and cheap. And every time I click on something, I just don't want to put me in red and not be able to publish it. So he put me in a, we went into a blank world, and, he showed me a few things, and then we went to DC Hill, and he showed me how to arrange it in a way where it's not um as expensive, but it gave it such a feel that you were somewhere else. And I was like, I met you today, You help me within an hour. That is what this platform, that's what I would like to see for the platform. Really, really being more apt to share. And I mean, honestly, I have not. I've met a few people that didn't really want to share, but I was okay with it. But for the most part, every person that I have encountered has given me something. And the fact that they give you something and it doesn't cost you is, knowledge. Knowledge is pretty, it's free. So for them to say, here it is, this is how you do that, and this is how you do that, that's how I would prefer to see the platform. You have people like I Go By Price. I told him I wanted to build a cul-de-sac and showed him a picture, and I couldn't figure out how to build this cul-de-sac to save my life. And he came in and he arranged it in a way, got it as close as possible as what I needed, and had good conversation, and has always been available to share. I'm so glad I met him, because we have had so many good conversations. He is a pillar of support, and I'm grateful, you know. And also another person, which is not here, but I'd be remiss if I didn't say anything to her. But Bubblegum Planet. It's so much that I can say about her, because you never expect, what she has to bring. You never expect what she has to bring, but every time, whether it is 5 o'clock in the morning or 2 in the afternoon, she always comes in, and she always, has gems to give. She always is a ear, and I will talk her ear off about some stuff, and she would just be there, right there, listening to me. She comes and checks things out and walks things around, tells me what needs to be fixed at times. And even in launches, if she can't stay for long, she came to DC Hill and she got into the golf cart, and she's just waving at me in the golf cart. And she was just like, I just wanted to tell you you're doing a good job and thank you for coming. You don't realize those type of positive words really make a difference. You know, really, they really do. A lot of people don't, you don't know what anybody is going through unless they tell you. But encouraging words can always 100%, make a difference, whether or not, if the day is going bad. Hey, just want to let you know you're doing a good job. That, I know a few people that caught me with that one, and it brought me to tears a few times, because it's just an encouraging word to let you know, keep going. Don't let anybody stop you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anything stop you. Keep going. You have a support. You're loved. You're cared about. There is not, a lot of some of these spaces in here, I don't know you, but you understand that there are genuine people out here, and we do care what this platform does. We do care that if you don't know how to build, you want to learn, you have plenty of people that are willing to show you. So understand that, this platform can be whatever you make it. You do your due diligence to find your place and what you have to bring. Like I said, I'm an open book. I'm online most of the time, all the time. If you guys need anything or need help with anything, I have no problem. I'm approachable, and I don't mind teaching, showing, whatever, or what have you. But I thank you guys for your time. Do you guys have any more questions? Any questions at all? I'm here to answer them. I don't know if I can't hear none of y'all.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hi, Vash.
Hello there. I'm sorry. Accent. So Bubblegum is trying to get in, but she can't get in for some reason, and she keeps trying. She said she's so sorry that she can't get in right now.
No,
but,
no. I understand. Yeah. I understand. I love her.
And she loves you too. But on me, like, I've watched you, started from like your first house to now what you're creating is like you're getting crazier and crazier. Like I need you to slow down. I keep telling you I'm not making no more houses because of that. So slow down.
No, make another one. We need another one.
I'm retired. Thanks.
Oh my god.
But keep killing it. Yeah. All love.
Oh, thanks, Vash.
Hey, Divine.
Hi, Rube.
I'm medically Rupert. I'm new here.
Oh
So
my god.
let me so let me ask you, as a creator. So one of the things that creators use as a crutch to hold themselves back is the limitations on capacity. And I know you figured some things out. So what suggestions would you have to creators who don't necessarily want to complete a build based on the lack of the capacity they're given to use?
Don't it's not there's no limits. Don't feel like you have a limit because yes, capacity is a thing. But all I would advise is I know that there's a chart out there to say how much things cost. But take yourself in a blank world and do your math. Simple math. If you don't do it in your head, get a calculator. Do your work. And believe you me, after you do the work, the heavens will open up. You'll probably hear the hallelujah chorus. And you will automatically know what you have and what you're working with. No one really can tell you, what the limits are and what the parameters are. You have to learn that yourself. And once you learn that yourself, then you can take off running because you'll be able to fit so much stuff in there. You won't even believe the amount of stuff that you'll be able to fit. I know we just built this ranch and it is stupid big and has a whole lot of stuff in it. I mean, you got a tennis court, basketball court, bedroom, living room, kitchen, dance room, all of the above, full estate, fully loaded, and looks as if you are out in the real world and you wouldn't believe that we're not even at capacity. Do your math. That's all. I say do your math. Get into a blank world and do your math. Pull out as many shapes as you can till your hand turns red. Count them. Start with a small amount at a time and then get as high as you can go. That's all I could say. There's no limits. Anybody else?
I know you're lying, Divine. I know you got at least
I'm not
5,000
lying.
objects.
Do your math, Vash.
No.
I'm not lying. Do your math,
5,000
Vash.
objects.
Not lying. Do your
And
math, Vash.
We're not doing this tonight.
No cap.
I know it's your
No
night, but
cap.
we're not doing this.
No cap. Going when we leave
You're not
here.
lying.
Okay, if you don't believe me, I'll go. This is what I'll do. I'll go on the grid. I'll count for y'all, and I'll put a number up, and dare y'all to do the math. I'm good for posting on Instagram. Watch the reel. I'll put the number at the end. I'm telling you, do your math, because my math is not your math. Anybody else?
You may have to switch over here, Shay. All right. Yep. Sorry, Shay has a question.
Hi, Shay.
Hey, Mr. Vine. I
Don't
don't
make
have
me
any
cry.
questions. I just want to say, I ain't gonna say nothing else. Kudos, girl. Just kudos. You know we talked, and seeing you on the stage and what you have to say, love.
Oh.
I just want the public to say kudos, and they not ready for
Oh.
Mr. Vine. Like,
Oh,
you really have a divine touch. Like,
oh my goodness. Thanks, Shay. Hey, Black Solar.
Yo.
How
Hey,
you
I just
doing?
wanted to ask. I'm doing all right. I wanted to ask, when you starting to build from scratch,
Mhm.
you said that your first house was just a triangle and a square. So where do you
Mhm.
start now that you're doing these super extra crazy builds? How does that
Uh,
process start?
Honestly, it starts with Michael Jackson and Prince. No. It does start with music. That's all I mean, really, that's what I do. I get in there and just time flies when you got the music on. But I mean, if I could
My
say
fingers
it
going.
does, I mean,
Capacity.
it varies. It varies. I mean, it just depends on what the end goal is. Honestly, lately it's been starting with several. I mean, I'm pulling out everything that I can, to figure out where I'm gonna start. But I would say my go-to is a square.
Nikki.
Oh, mercy. Hi, Nikki.
Hi. I'm just want to, for one, you did an amazing job. I know you were so terrified of coming up here talking. I'm over here rocking a baby right now as usual.
Yeah.
Him trying to take the controllers, but like I said, you have
You may have to get out and go back in. There you go. Okay.
you have definitely
Sorry.
pushed the threshold, as I told you before. You knew your potential of where you can go. You didn't see it at the beginning, but you say, hey, no, I got to keep going. And that's what I'm glad that you pushed through it. And you found a new love for something that you never would have dreamed of in the beginning. So amazing. Continue to be you, and know that, like I said, there are people for you, and kind of honing your craft of what you want to do in life. And you know how I always say, purpose is everything. Whether we know it or not, it'll come to us in some way or some form. And I think you found something in this platform, as well as me and other people in this platform. You found something, and like I said, just stick with it. And like I said, there's endless possibilities of where you'll go from here.
Thank you, Nikki. Oh.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Oh, Lord.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hey.
So,
Oh,
I'm gonna do two
God.
things. I'm gonna ask you a question and then
Okay.
say something else about you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say something about you and then I'm gonna ask the questions, because if I ask the
Okay.
question, you can get through the crime part. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, hold on a
Okay.
second. You know what? We almost made it through this thing dry-eyed. Nikki got me teared up. So CJ, pace yourself, brother. My Oculus is not waterproof. Pace yourself.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I'm pacey. So
Okay.
it's a good thing to meet someone like you.
Oh God.
When we met, was not intending on none of this. I was just gonna be like, yo, I was gonna be like, make this music for this person. We're gonna be good. Let's get in here and start building, and from there, your personality to where us being same common with music is a big thing, and then our lives and everything. And you know what? Tell you the truth, it's been the best time,
Oh,
like the
God.
best time in this place, and I thank God for this area.
Oh.
Now I'm not gonna get you to cry, so
I know.
we're gonna end that. But my question to you, like I asked mostly everybody else, if you had unlimited capacity,
Oh God. Woo.
unlimited capacity, Meta said, okay, no, we're not putting no numbers on these squares. What would Mr. Vine be?
Oh my gosh. Unlimited capacity? Like no caps. Ooh. I mean, that'd probably be the biggest cul-de-sac full of houses and cities. I mean, I would try my best to make it the real world in here. Like, if I could get as closest to it, I would. Like, unlimited, no, oh my gosh. I would never be out of Biltmore. My eyes would be bloodshot because my headset be on 24/7. It's already on a long time, but if they say unlimited, oh no. I'm going for broke. And that's big facts. I'm going for broke. But I would say probably the biggest city with towns and trees and all of the above.
Any other questions for Divine? All right, Divine. Any other questions for Divine? All right. Oh, wait, hold on. A couple of questions.
Um, Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. Hi, Divine. I
Can you
can
hear
hear
me?
you. I can hear
Oh
you.
yeah. Wow. I really didn't know much about you. Like that's why I came to actually learn more about you, get to know you a little better. And I didn't know that you had 3 kids, and that's crazy. I'm a mom too, and like hearing your story, you're the third child. I'm the first child. So when I
Ooh.
think of my little sister, the third child, I see like your personality is like very it's helping me understand you a little better. But um wow, I never see you on here like really with a bad attitude. I would say that. No matter what you're actually going through in your real life. And I don't know, that made me like learning that about you makes me want to extend my heart to you, because that's really deep to be a mom, and you know just a lot of things that people don't know what comes like with being a mom. So thank you for sharing that.
No
And it's good to
problem.
learn
Thank
more
you.
about you.
Absolutely. I'm so happy to share it. Terica.
Hi, dear. How are you?
Hi. I'm good.
Hey. Yes. Again, it is an honor and a pleasure. And I have a very thankfulness that I had the day that I met you, and you keep doing what you're doing, my love.
Oh,
We love
thank
and
you,
support
Terica.
you.
Oh my gosh.
And we're
Thank you,
not going to let you
Terica.
stop. Okay?
Oh yeah, child.
And continue to be a blessing, not only to me, to us, and to
Not to me.
Not only.
Yes,
but yes.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions for Divine? All right. Well, first off, let me say congratulations, you made it.
Whew.
So let me
I
ask
feel
you.
like graduation. Whew.
Oh, you did fine. So let me ask you a couple of things. So what is next for M5 Divine Time? Or I'm gonna call you M5. I know it's Miss, but I like M5. So that's your new name.
Okay. Honestly, the sky's the limit. I mean, you never really know what to expect. I mean, it could be a house today, a plane tomorrow, a ship the next day. I mean, you really just don't know. It honestly, it is my imagination that takes me, and it depends on what it is that day. It could be anything, but just I mean, expect everything because I'm gonna give everything I can until I get tired.
And where can people find you?
You can find me.
Other than the ranch.
Oh yeah, no, you can find me at the ranch for sure, because when I say that is crazy, I don't know what I was doing. But You can find me on IG at M5 Divine Time. You also can find me um at Divine Lux Properties. That's only just business related. Um and that's it. You can find me in here online.
In build mode.
In build mode. But like I said, I'm approachable. So if you have questions, definitely don't hesitate to reach out.
So, so couple of things, man. I don't want you to not see is Divine really did have a challenging time, and it really was. She was really on that teeter of really deciding whether or not whether or not this place was going to be for her, right? And um, when you let outside forces kind of predict how the rest of your life should act or be, it's going to really limit you with your growth. I am extremely happy that she didn't let those forces force you into making a decision, because had you had left, you wouldn't have this, right? The people that love and support you more than anything, right? But we can talk about worlds and bills and creativity, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be about the people that empower us and make us feel better. Again, this is life. So you're always going to have those people that don't do that. But there is absolutely, and I will say this without a doubt every single time, no matter how bad things get, there will always be more light than darkness. Always. I don't care how bad things appear to be. So we appreciate that you didn't leave. I know CJ appreciates that you didn't leave. Even though I know y'all just more than just, VR friends. But, it's
right.
we appreciate not losing talent and inspiration. And really that's what it's all about. We look to people like you who offer so much, that kind of pave the way and show what's possible within here. Because without really creative talenters, we will be limited in our own creativity and not see what the potential can be. So thank you for being that light. Seriously, we appreciate you and we love you,
Thank
and we're
you,
glad that you're
Roberta.
here. And don't go anywhere.
Oh, thank you. Oh no, I don't plan on it.
Any final words before we wrap up?
Just stay positive. Be optimistic. Be creative. Don't stop. Continue creating. Be fluid. Be helpful. And that's all I got for you guys.
All right. So can we get some confetti? I mean, seriously, that was Devon was really nervous about getting on the stage, man, but she absolutely killed it, which I knew she would, right? So it's always good to have people around you
She did.
that know what you're capable of, even when you don't
Oh
see it
my
yourself.
gosh.
But I think secretly you knew you would be okay. But listen, I really want to thank everybody for being here. I normally do not have a show on Wednesdays because Wednesdays is a very busy day. We have Price with the R&B Lounge. We have Burden Show, which airs at 10 o'clock. And there were just a number of things going on here tonight. But because of the glitch on Thursday, I did not want Divine to miss our opportunity to bless his stage and to bless the audience. So, man, we had like 2 full instances. Yeah, we did. You killed it. But listen, I thank you all for being here. Truly, you really, really, really could have been anywhere else. And I know I say it all the time, but I'm not going to be MetaClean if I don't show gratitude. And I'm really grateful for everybody being here and taking the time to support Divine and her story. So, with that said, I know there's probably some world hopping to commence to. I'm actually going to go check out Cam Bam tonight on Burden of Proof, because that's another creator who doesn't really get a lot of time on stage. So it's always interesting to hear what the geometric genius has to say. So, but there's a ton of stuff going on tonight. But listen, I appreciate you being here. And Meta Talks Live Season 3 Show 4, it's a wrap. Thank y'all. Hey, listen, thank y'all for watching the show tonight. Thank you again for Super for doing the live stream. We truly, truly appreciate you taking the time out to spend your time with us. We see you tomorrow.
I came last minute, but
Listen, thank y'all for coming out to Meta Talks Live today. We appreciate Beneficial Gains for providing the live stream.
You out anyway.
His bot is breathing, so it's a little weird looking and talking to him. But listen, thank you for being here, man. We realize you really could have been anywhere doing anything else. Hopefully you gained some value from the show today, and we appreciate you being here.
Hello, you. So bad. Oh my god.
I got so many people in my ears.
I know. That's why I'm like, I need to get out of the party.
Thank you so much. Oh my
I took your
God.
thing on
I
accident.
gotta go grab
Oh,
Betty
got it.
Pie and
Well,
tell her, hey.
No, it responds back.
Blue thing.
Yeah, it'll respond back.
What's up, player?
Hey, y'all.
She is the
Hey,
last
listen, thank you
girl.
for MetaMasters in the building. We appreciate you being here today after the
But I want you to
after
meet
the
my
show.
friend, Last
It was an
Boy.
awesome show,
I
man.
saw.
Inside Divine
I
Time
took a
Application
picture.
on stage.
I was like, oh, yeah.
No, we not doing this.
We are. We're doing it. It's happening. It's
How you doing?
Hello.
I'm gonna see you the picture. I took a picture. I was like, wait, what is
Last
that?
day,
That's
the
not real
last
life.
winner.
That's my real life best friend.
What's up, man? Oh, no.
What's going on, bro?
No, it was in studio.
Oh my god, I
love
thought
it.
you was part of X-Men with the way you just
That's
went.
what
I'm
it
like,
was. That's what it was. Yeah.
Dude, have you seen it? Have you
Bub, I tried to invite her.
I
I
just
think
went to
she's
the first
fucking
one
right
last
now.
night. That's what I was saying.
how were you able to float up like that? That was crazy.
Yeah, we was going around in like some of the doors and shit. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, it raised it. That's lit.
I think I clicked it. Okay. I think I got you.
Yeah, that's love. Yeah, I was trying to get up in here earlier.
yes,
But I know,
It's packed.
but I know you know what I'm saying? I know you early in on the journey and stuff, bro.
Good to see you.
Girl, I've
dive
been
into
trying to
it.
get up in here. You too popular.
I know, don't make no sense. I know. Look